Greetings, greetings, greetings. We thank you for tuning in on yet another Real Talk Saturday. This is Pastor Emmanuel. This is Pastor Carl Holland. We are coming to you from RC3. We have some exciting information to disseminate and for you all to be able to tap into and listen on today. We have two amazing young people that will be answering some great questions pertaining to academics, the arts, and sports as well. So we hope that you really enjoy this. Just sit back and relax and let these individuals share their gifts and their talents.
Real Talk Saturday is a platform we like to have our young people come and express pertaining to a particular subject, express their faith to God into the relations of the gift and talent. For June, we are studying and talking about the arts. And we have two fabulous facilitators with us today, Sherita Henry as well as Darryl Stiles Jr. The two of them have decided to take Pastor and I, Emmanuel's place. And so we're going to be coming off the screen here shortly, and we're going to be turning it over to them. But they're going to be facilitating along with our middle son, Syvon Holland, to two young individuals, Diamond Jones and AJ Harris. So we thank God for everyone who is participating today, and we cannot wait to get our computers open and start commenting like we were just one of the audience participants. So Sherita, Darryl, it's on you.
Well, we've got some big shoes to fill.
Okay. Yes, we do. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me get Sherita. If you want, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm so delighted to be here today to talk about the arts and a little bit of sports. Also, I was a cheerleader back in high school and ran a little bit of track. So in my high school days, I believe I was well-rounded and involved in quite a bit. But just to give you a little bit more about me and my background, I am Sherita Henry. I'm a playwright and producer from right here in North Carolina. I grew up in Holly Springs, North Carolina, and graduated from Fuquay-Varina High School back in 2002, so about 20 years ago. What I currently do is I'm the CEO, founder of Narrowway Expressions. It is a creative arts production company that I founded last year, 2020. And it's a company that I started because I wanted to blend my passion for Christ and my passion for the stage. So most recently, back in April of this year, 2021, at Burning Coal Theater, I had the opportunity to produce a stage play that I wrote. I started writing the play about 10 years ago. And so I was able to produce that at Burning Coal Theater in Raleigh, North Carolina. The play is Unbelieved. And basically it's a play about, it's a dramatization of my life and struggles that I went through. So it's a story of shame to redemption. So I'm so excited to be here to talk more about the arts and share what I can share.
All right, that was awesome. That was awesome. Nice to finally get a little introduction in here. So a little bit about myself. Once again, my name is Darryl Stiles Jr. Currently, I am the lead engineer for RC3's media ministry. So I kind of help out with the services and events as far as making sure that it's streamed on different platforms like Facebook or YouTube. And so currently that's what I do. Right now, my daytime job, which is just a little bit that way. I can't show you guys because it's all confidential information. Yeah, so I work from home for a third-party company that's in partner with one of the largest computer phone software. Can't say the name, but it's one of the largest. And so the company is doing so great that they're actually valued at $2 trillion. So that's currently what I do for a daytime job. But my passion right out of high school, I was always into acting. In high school, did a little bit of theater arts, even won some awards at the school because it just came to me naturally. It was something that I enjoyed more than football, basketball, those things. I didn't have the skills for it. Yeah, I think what the term I'm looking for is Butterfingers, yeah. And so I would catch something slipping on my fingers, so I couldn't really strive in that. So that's when I picked up acting. And in my 20s, I was pushed. I don't want to say pushed, but I took a leap to try to do stand-up comedy. So I've actually been to a couple comedy clubs out here in my local area. There was a big event to where I actually got an opportunity to be in front of very, very large amounts of people. But at the time, I was following what people wanted me to do versus what God's purpose for my life. And so we'll get into that a little bit later. But that's just a little bit about me. So now I want to go ahead and bring up Syvon, who's the man with the plan. Come on up, brother.
What's up, man? I'm Syvon Holland. My parents are Carla and Emmanuel Holland, pastors of Renewed Covenant Christian Center. What I currently do is I go to school full time at JCC Johnson County Community College. I played basketball there. I transferred from Columbia International my freshman year. I majored in communications. Didn't really like how that was going, so I decided to come back home for a year. When I tried to branch out and look at other places to go, COVID hit, so our season got canceled for Johnson Community College. So I'm there again for another year, and I switched my major to associates in arts. And when I branch out and go to another 4-year, I'm gonna go to try to get my degree in sociology, because associates in arts, it's like a umbrella of all different type of like psychology, sociology, and different things like that. So right now I'm just training and working out, preparing for my season next year at Johnston, and we'll see how that goes. But that's a little bit about me, though.
All right, cool. I like it. Mm-hmm. So we got the introductions out the way. So we met Syvon, Sherita, and me. Now we're gonna bring up what it's really all about. We had our little 2 seconds of time, but this is really about our future generation. Okay.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So first, I just want to go with ladies first. Of course, we're gonna start with Diamond. We're gonna bring you up and just let us know a little bit about yourself. Okay.
Hi, my name is Diamond Jones. I'm 15 years old and a rising sophomore at Johnston County Early College.
All right. And what is your passion? What is it that you feel is calling you, or you calling it?
Something I'm really passionate about, at least at the moment, is filmmaking, as well as screenwriting and stuff like that. And so I feel called to that currently.
Filmmaking. That is so awesome. How old are you?
I'm currently 15.
Wow. And you were in the filmmaking?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what that was back then.
Mm-hmm.
That really says a lot. That really says a lot about just in depth you are already at a young age to want to look at the bigger picture than just being on the screen. That is amazing. Awesome. All right, so now let's go ahead and bring up AJ. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? So my name is AJ, and I'm 20. I'm currently about to go to Trinity Valley Community College to play football for them. I'm gonna get a degree in business management.
Wow.
I get whatever my next college is after I graduate from community college. I'm gonna continue with management, but as well get a social degree and try the acting field, as well as continue playing football for my school that I get into.
Wow. What position do you play?
Defensive end.
Oh, so you a beast, man. You got to be a beast to be on the end. Oh, man. Wow.
Who's your favorite actor, AJ?
Will Smith or The Rock.
Okay. Yeah. I see some artwork on the ceiling. Did you do that?
Oh, wow. That is awesome. All right. So I'm glad that we got to get some of the introductions out the way. And so what we're going to do first, I just want you guys to relax. You know, this is just a fun conversation,
Yes.
you know, to build ideas and to network. And so don't feel like any pressure. Take your time. You know, if we ask you a question, you know, there's no right or wrong answers. There's no incorrect or correct statements, because it's really just all about you expressing yourself,
Mhm.
you know, verbally to us about it. So we appreciate it. And so we just want you guys to have fun. Okay. All right. So, who are we going to start with first? Sherita, I'm going to let you start off questioning, and I think we'll come back to Diamond, okay? So we can be respectful for ladies, all right?
Okay, sure.
All right.
So I have a question. What have you done so far to learn more about your talent? For example, you said you're interested in filmmaking. Have you done anything behind the scenes to prepare you for filmmaking?
When I was in 8th grade, I was in my school's middle school play, which was The Lion King Jr. And so I had started getting more into looking behind the scenes of things back then. And so I learned a lot just looking at my school's director and just seeing how she pieced everything together. So I tried to learn a lot from that. But then I also have taken an acting class and tried to learn a bit from that and just dissecting scripts and stuff like that. And then recently, I've signed up for a script writing course at NC State for teen writers. So in July, I'll be doing that. So hopefully, I can learn a bit more and the technique from that.
Awesome. I appreciate that you said from the director you were able to learn some things. I hope you were jotting down notes and learning things, through osmosis, because a lot of times, yes, there's the education piece, but there's also the experience, just throwing yourself into it and learning from that. So I appreciate that you said you learned a lot from the director. Keep up the great work.
Thanks.
All right. So now I want to let Syvon come up and ask the question.
Well, this is a pretty general question for AJ and Diamond. I'll go with AJ first. Can you introduce yourself and tell us about your faith and spirituality as it relates to the performing arts and athletics?
So, what's it called? I am a Christian, and I try to, like, for today's society and everything, it's like real hard, I guess you could say, to to I guess be the part, you could say, but at the same time, it's not hard because it's what you grew up doing. Like, I was a usher for my church. I helped out a lot. I was real active and like real giving. So like spirituality wise, that's that covers it. And then what was you say? What was the other part about the?
I said, tell us about your faith and spirituality as it relates to the performing arts and athletics.
So athletics. So I I work out every day. I So when I mean workout, I go weightlifting in the mornings, and then I'll go train, do some field work.
Mhm.
And I do this like every day. This is everyday stuff. If I'm not training doing field work, I'm working out, and it's like a everyday cycle. And so for the past 3, 4, 5 months, it's been straight working out, working, training, and then sleeping, and repeating that for like the last 5 months. And then I'll probably go play hoops or whatever with Syvon and them just to get some extra cardio in.
Mhm.
But that's about it.
How is that tied? Well, what steps have you taken towards like the performing arts? Because I know you want to aspire to be an actor or
So,
acquire that in your life.
so when I was in middle school, I had did some. I was in drama when I was in middle school. I did it for I forgot how long I did it for, but I did a whole play and everything. And I was a real big kid, and so like, and I was like low key, like I won't say it, but I mean, I don't feel comfortable saying it, but everybody said I was like a cool kid, you know. But
Mhm.
I'm a department, and I guess people ain't really see it as a cool, but they they would like, what's it called? They would always tease me about it, but like it didn't never bother me. Like, the teasing stuff never bothered me or anything. But like then I thought about it. I had stopped for a minute, but like it's never been like something I never wanted to do again because like I've always said I want to be on TV. I always want to be in a movie. And then I look at The Rock, the way The Rock came up in it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I was pretty big. He had lost a lot of weight, and then he went to go be a football player for the NFL for like 2-3 years. He let that he didn't stay in the league. He was a wrestler too. He didn't stay in the league where he would hurt himself, you know, where because when you're in the NFL, you're hurting your body a lot because there's a lot of stress and pressure you're doing it day in
Right.
and so like he would take that route to I say he took that route to like generate the his wealth so he
Mhm.
could put his money aside to his business and to his acting to learn more about acting because when you're in the NFL, you get opportunities at big roles and stuff.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So Shaq is another dude that I looked at too because Shaquille O'Neal, he was
Mhm.
one of my big role models when I was a little boy. Everybody said I was gonna be like him, but I never grew. So, but it was just like it was just something that I always wanted to do. Um, but it was like I never really got back into it fully. But I've always never took my mind off of it. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Well, thank you for answering that one question for me. And Diamond, I'm going to move on to you. Can you introduce yourself and tell us about your faith and spirituality as it relates to the performing arts and to the performing arts?
Well, I'm 15 years old and I'm Christian. And so for me, filmmaking is really a great medium to preach to people who otherwise wouldn't receive the message in other ways, such as going to church. And also, I feel like it gives me a lot of control over what I put out and what artwork I put out. And just allowing the Lord to work through me through that way and be able to spread other messages to people. So I feel like they kind of intertie with each other and then my ultimate purpose. So
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I know playing basketball and being on the team. Especially in college, like people coming from a lot of different places. Everybody might not be Christian or believe what you believe, but it could be a great way to spread the good news and just talk to people about their faith and allow them to grow at their own pace. But like not try to force it on them, but just stay in their ear and just let them come to know God on their own. But I have another question. So, AJ, what can spiritual leaders do to help you during the pursuit of your performing arts and athletics?
So pray for me. They could pray for. I go to church and like my church is like my second home, and everybody there. I've been going there since I was a little boy, so everybody seen me grow up and everything, seen everything that I've been through, seen everything that I overcame. And so like when I go to church, it feels like a whole nother family, and they always ask me how I'm doing, how's everything going. They always asking me if I need anything. Um, they're always looking out for me like a church family should. Um, and yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. It's always good to have people in your corner, especially people that you go to church with, because it is supposed to be like a big family. But Diamond, what can spiritual leaders do to help you during the pursuit of your performing arts career?
The biggest thing I could say you could do is simply just continue to stay available and preaching good messages. And then also just look out for us and make sure that we're staying on track and putting the Lord first in our life and also like our career and our artwork.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Well, I'm gonna give it back to you, Darryl. You got the reins now.
That was awesome. I love it. I mean, that was
Mhm.
awesome. I think I didn't expect you guys to hit all the points that I wanted to pull out of you guys for my questions. But that was amazing. So what I want to do is I want to come back to AJ. I'm going to come back to AJ. So let me ask you just like a two-part question, if that makes sense. So the question is, hypothetically, if you reach the highest level of success in whatever field, football, whatever you want to do, if you ever was to reach the highest level, that means you were successful in whatever it is that you wanted to do, what would your priority be at that point in your life?
Most definitely know that answer. I most definitely know. So I had I always say, like, if God ever blesses me to be wealthy, one day I would give back to everybody that gave to me. I already do that, but it's not as much as I like. It's not as much, but I do that still. But it's just like they're gonna know that they've been in my life and they made a big difference in my way to the top. Um, and really appreciate them. And money ain't ain't the way to everything. So um, just just let them know that I'm truly grateful for them being in my life.
Wow, that's awesome. That's actually exactly what I was trying to pull from you. You guys are so far advanced, like as far as your maturation from, especially when I was your guys' age,
Same
because
here.
most people want to be famous, they just want to be known just to be known, because they just want to be on top, and just it's all about them. And so I would ask people, like in another like metaphor, like if you had the ability to, let's say you had $100, you can give it to somebody, you can give it to two type of people, but you can actually see what they're going to do with that $100, and so if I give this one person $100, they're gonna take it and go buy them something. It's gonna be all about them. They're gonna try to look good. First, they're gonna get on Facebook and tell everybody they just got $100. Then they gotta get 2 Instagram likes for the $100. But it's all gonna be about them. And then you got somebody else who got $100 and say, you know what? I'm gonna keep $1 and I'm gonna give $99 to 99 other people. Who would you give it to if you had the ability to see what they would do with it? And that's the metaphor that I try to give people, especially if they're in Christ. Like if you truly want to be blessed, your heart's got to be in the right place, because what purpose would it be to bless you if all you gonna do is do for you and yours and make yourself look good, and you on top of the mountain? If the blessing ain't gonna flow through you. Like a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that being blessed is because I have stuff. Like just because you have stuff doesn't mean you're blessed. Being blessed is the ability to do something for somebody else. The ability to bless somebody else makes you blessed, because it's got to go through you. And so I think that is a great answer. Diamond kind of answered that a little bit, but I want to bring it back to you, Diamond. And let's say you was on top of the world, or if you had the ability to make a movie 100% your way, your topic, your budget, your actors, your message, it can go to, it's all yours. You're producing it yourself. What kind of movie would you make, and what would you do with your success? Yeah.
I would make a movie where I could cast a lot of people of color to add in that diversity, and people who might not be known as much. And then also just to make a movie that has godly themes and undertones in it, just to bless those people. And whatever, if I had all that control, I would just want to use it to make sure people were getting paid what they need to be paid, and making sure that people who don't usually have opportunities do have that opportunity.
Very good.
I really like that answer. Wow, that's a good answer. I was just thinking that the other day. If I ever had the ability to make movies, I would make movies that would role reverse what people have gone through in life. Like I would make a movie to where, you know, Black people would be the dominant race, and other races would be like just so they can see what it looks like when the shoe is on the other foot. Because a lot of people are visual. They don't know how to empathize with somebody else until they can see themselves in that position. And so I've always wanted to do movies to where it was flipped, you know, and other races were being hung from trees, and other races were being killed in the street, just so they can see how it feels, you know. And so I think that is a great answer. All right, so I'm gonna let Sherita come on here and get some of this good stuff.
Sure. So since we're talking about money and the industry, I have a question that's geared towards that. So the entertainment industry is referred to as show business. As creatives, we often neglect the business part. What is your plan for learning more about aspects of business management or arts entrepreneurship? For example, how do you plan to familiarize yourself with contracts and agreements and compensation, what's considered fair? And Diamond, if you could go first.
My plan for learning more about the business aspect is, well, I already want to be an entrepreneur when I'm older and have my own business, and possibly a production company. But then also when I'm in college, I definitely want to either major or minor in business or marketing, so I can learn more about that aspect and apply it to anything I want to do, as well as just continue to make connections with others to see how they've gone about the business and what they've dealt with beforehand before I have to make a decision on something, to make sure I'm getting paid what I need and being treated fairly. So.
Very good. What about you, AJ?
So, a while back, I was probably in middle school, but I've always wanted to be a real estate agent. And because I'm real good with math and numbers, and my mom is too. And like me and my mom, my whole family now, but me and my mom, we just started our own business. But
Congratulations.
We've always been like real business, brainy wise.
Mm-hmm.
We've been real active on the business side. We're always thinking about how we could give back, but at the same time put money into our pocket, so our generational wealth will be set straight, and wouldn't have to work as hard as my mom, my grandpa, as hard as I'm going to work. But at the same time, ain't nothing wrong with working hard, because with working hard comes a lot of this, which is what makes you stronger and makes you learn more. It makes your wins way more important than like, so you can take a million losses, but once when you get that win that you've been trying to get and all them losses, you're gonna be satisfied. You're gonna be happy with that win, and it's just gonna make you want to work more and more. And so like with business, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna take 1,000 losses, but every 1,000 loss, you're gonna get a few wins, and just yeah.
Okay. And I encourage both of you, or all of us on the line. I mean, there's so many resources out there with books, and we can utilize our library. You don't even have to pay to read this plethora of books that are out there, just to educate us more on how to go about business management and generational wealth, as you were talking about. So don't forget to utilize the library and the resources that they offer to us.
Now, so Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Everybody okay? We good? Diamond, we good? Okay, cool. All right. So now I want to switch gears. I want to switch gears because it's easy to talk about the highs, the success, the good times. Anybody can talk about the good times forever. That is so easy to do. But I want to be realistic, and I want to talk about the reality of the lows, the being looked over, the being insulted, persecuted for what you want to do. I want to know, let me give you an example. When I was younger, you know what I mean? I can be funny. I let everybody say, oh man, you should be the old stand-up comedian. You should go on stage, do old jokes. Go on stage, do old jokes. I believed it, ran with it. I didn't really want to do it because, I like to be funny, but to be traveling around and have to every day, I got to make you chuckle. And I don't even feel like chuckling myself. I wasn't thinking about that. I was letting humans tell me what my purpose was. And they're only giving me that purpose from one glimpse of my personality. But I ran with it. And so when I got in front of, I forgot what the comedian's name was. He was the old dude from Drumline. I can't think of it. I can't think who it was, but it was a lot of people there. It was on the radio. It was a lot of people, and I got to open up for it. And from the moment, I already started off arrogant, had some drinks, and I shouldn't have been doing that. Had on a suit that was big, not even mine. It was too much bigger, but everything, it just wasn't me. And when I got in front of everybody, I went complete blank. I mean, I picked up the microphone, the cord fell out. I was trying to go along with the music, with a CD. The CD wasn't working. And so I felt in that moment, oh Lord, you got jokes. You really trying to tell me something. And it was an epic failure. But something on the inside with me, the spirit was like, you're doing good. You're doing good. And so it took me years to realize that, what are you going to serve? Your passion or God's purpose? And sometimes God will purposely put your purpose on the opposite of your passion just to see who's really the master in your life. What you want to do or what God wants you to do. And so what I'm doing now, I'm feeding into my purpose. No, I ain't getting a million likes, but what I'm doing, I'm a part of a ministry that's spreading the gospel beyond what we can see physically. And to me, that's priceless. But I wouldn't have thought about it back then. Back then, I would have thought being a comedian was everything. Prime example, Kevin Hart, one of the biggest comedians, one of the top earners, making millions on millions on millions on millions. People come to him to forget about stress, to just have a good chuckle. They come to him about a lot of things, but they don't come to him when they want to get closer to God. You're not going to go to Kevin Hart if you want to build your relationship with God. That's not saying that he don't have that relationship, but that's not his purpose. It's to bring people closer to God. And so that's when I had to realize that God was saying, look, you can be funny, but your purpose is to get along with everybody else's purpose in me and reach out to people, not stand on stage talking about your life, which is all about you, trying to make people laugh about your experiences, trying to get money so people can see you shine, trying to get awards so people can give you accolades. You want to do you, and my purpose for you ain't for you to do you. That was one of the hardest things I had to learn. I mean, it was hard to learn because every human is like, oh, he's so funny. He remind me of, but the spirit will say, don't you do. This is what I got for you. Who you gonna serve? Who's gonna be your worship? And so, let's say you get to that same crossroads in your life, to where all my life, all I've ever wanted to do was this, but God has something else different in mind. Could you sacrifice your profession to have, let's say, on a human standard, a mediocre profession to where you're just part of, just the everyday servants of Christianity? Could you accept that? Or would you say, no, I'm going to ride till the wheels fall off because I just got to be on top? Let me start with AJ.
So I've kind of been through that a little bit because since I was a little boy, I played basketball. My sister went to Clemson full ride for basketball. My dad played basketball. I feel like he could have went to the NBA, but Michael Jordan and then was a thing, so that wasn't gonna happen. But my mom was a sports star. My dad's side of the family's basketball, so it was like I played basketball my whole life, and it was like that's what I wanted to do too. I wanted to play basketball, and so like my senior year came. That's the last of basketball. But in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm about to go to St. Aug, play basketball there while I play football. I didn't take football serious yet. Wasn't taking football serious yet. Still trying to hoop, but I ended up dropping out of St. Aug because it was a lot of stuff going on, family wise, personally wise, and like my mind, my body, and my soul wasn't right. It wasn't with God. I was real, I guess you could say, mad because I've been seeing my family play basketball, thinking I'm gonna play basketball. I'm seeing everybody that I've played basketball with growing up playing basketball, and I'm not playing basketball. It hurt me, and like I would say I went down a dark path for like maybe since I graduated to now. Well, I mean, I'm healed and everything now, feel better and everything now, but and so like I honestly like ever since, but well the thing is I never believed that I could actually do it, like my skills, like I just felt like that's what I should be was playing basketball, but I never believed in myself, if that makes sense. But ever since that, um I've changed my mindset, changed how I looked at things, how I viewed things, um how I like the people that was in my life ain't even in my life no more, and like it just spoke volumes to me. And so like now I'm playing football, I'm taking it seriously, and like I have a plan and I believe in myself now. And I feel like once when somebody believes in themselves, that feeling you have inside of you is unmatched because like once when you hit wherever you're trying to hit, and more than likely once when you're trying to get somewhere, you have more than one option. When I was playing basketball, that was it. That was the only option. If that didn't happen, then what happened was going to happen, which was depression and everything. But I had overcame that. Now um going back to school, playing football, using football to build my business, as well as getting into the acting industry possibly, and then like I brought sociology on because I took sociology in high school. I liked it, but I never took it seriously. But I actually enjoyed it. But so now I'm gonna take it. I listen to Kevin Samuel a lot, if y'all know who that is, and like so it just he just opened like he just makes me think more. And so like he really want to get into sociology, and it to see how everybody thinks now. Why do white people think what they think about black people? Why people think about this over that? You feel me? So it was like a lot has changed, and so like I really don't know where I'm going, but I just feel like I'm on the right path now, if that makes sense.
I like that. That's pretty deep, AJ. You're a deep brother, man. I feel like I'm talking to a fully grown in their late 30s, man. Like you way above, man. Like you on your way to some greatness, man. All right, let me come back to Diamond. Same question, but I want to kind of switch it up. Let's say you make the movie. You already explained the type of movie that you wanted to make to have a purpose. Let's say you make the movie and it's criticized by your own folks, by the same church folks. Let's say it's criticized by Christians. Let's say you want to do something and you're trying to get it across, but for whatever reason, everybody just comes down on you. How would you handle that level of criticism? Not from God. Let's say God is cool with it because that's what God wanted you to get across. But let's say humans ain't feeling it. How would you walk that thin line of acceptance and rebuke?
Well, if it was just like the concept of the movie and that's what the Lord had called me to do, and I did that, I don't think it would really matter how it had came across to other people. I could definitely try to explain it to them. If it's something technical, like technical criticism in a way, I mean, that's okay. But if it's something that the Lord had put on my heart to do, then I think it's okay. And it's leading me closer to what he ultimately wants me to do that may please those people in the future. So I would definitely listen to him and just see, okay, well, where did you want me to go with this? Who am I supposed to be affecting with this? And just try to think of the road I'm continuing to go down.
Wow. So are you more interested in making films to star, like are you interested in being on the other side of the camera?
Like acting wise?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely did used to have a very big interest in acting, but I was led more into directing because with acting, you don't really have that control over what you play. There are very few opportunities, especially for people like me. And so that's why I felt more called to do directing and screenwriting. So I don't have to feel pushed into a certain narrative or be put in a situation where I'm uncomfortable to doing something and then just not have anything. And so I really like the control of behind the scenes, but if I was able to have myself in it of something that I made, that would be cool too.
Okay. Now, like AJ was saying, that there's people that are out there that he learns from, that he grows from. What is there a director out there that you pick up tips or tricks on? Do you just kind of want to just kind of teach yourself to be in your own lane, or do you like have a favorite director?
Well, I look at a lot of people I know, like my middle school teacher, drama teacher, and see what she does. Because me and my friend actually do want to start a drama club at our school, so we're trying to learn a lot from her. But like professional and technical wise in filmmaking, I like to see people who are in a similar situation as me, and try to look at some female directors whose movies I like. So I like looking at directors like Alma Sante and Greta Gerwig, who are in the business and have made successful films as the fewer women in the business. And then just on a technical perspective and just looking at their work, I like some directors, like I like looking at Tyler Perry just because of where he came from. And then I like Ryan Coogler, who did Black Panther, and then Damien Chazelle, who did La La Land, because I admire their films and the way they told their story. So.
Wow, that is awesome. You guys are super, super impressive. You guys are impressive. Come on in there, Sherita. You got some of this.
I'm just smiling over here because it's really incredible that you've done acting, because that will help you with directing. That will help you learning all facets. It will help to see the big picture. So I do want to ask about opportunities that are presented to us at times. There are good opportunities and there are God opportunities. And this is so similar to what Darryl was talking about earlier. But good opportunities presented to us are not always God opportunities. If you're ever faced with making a decision about accepting a good opportunity to advance your career, but you feel a tugging from the Holy Spirit, knowing that no, or you hear like a clear no, that this is not what I want you to do, how will you proceed? How will you handle that? And I guess I'll ask AJ first.
So honestly, I talk to my mom a lot about God and everything, and because there was like a time in my life, and like I still so there was a time in my life where I would ask my mom, like, how will I know that God is talking to me and stuff? And like, because I used to like not necessarily used. It was like I will pray, and then it was like I'm looking for signs and
Mhm.
like trying to hear something, you know. And so like I forgot what happened for me to start like actually hearing him and feeling him, but like I know that I started feeling him more when I started believing in myself, and like it was just I would say it was just like hope and compassion, and then the people that came around me, I started feeling it more from. But to your question,
And I'll say while you're thinking, I know for me, like when I first clearly started hearing the voice of God, I'm like, yes, I hear the voice of God, but then you hear God saying what you don't want him to say. It's like, oh, I feel kind of mixed about this. Like, yay, hallelujah, I'm hearing the voice of God, but did God just tell me no, or to wait, or to be patient? Like, that's not what I want to do. So how will you handle that when you hear the voice of God and it kind of goes against what you feel, what your feelings are telling you?
so like, all right. So when you said that, so like I'm real anxious, like at this point, to just get out there on the field, see how far I've came along. But it's like you said, I get like these feelings where like I'll be listening to my music while I'm working out, and I have motivational speakers in my music, like it just loops through. Like I have something,
Mhm.
but sometimes I have motivational speakers in my headset. And like the other day, I was listening to one while I was working out, and they was like, just wait, be patient. When the time comes, it's gonna come. Don't rush it. Just better yourself and what I can do. So when the time does come, you can blow them out the water or whatever. So like that's the only like kind of answer I guess I can give. But right now, if God tells me, God tells me no,
Right.
I can't do nothing about it. So
You can do something about it. You can choose to obey or disobey. But it sounds like what you're saying is that you're going to be obedient and listen to the voice of God. Awesome. What about you, Diamond? What if you are presented with a good opportunity versus a God opportunity and you hear that clear no from God, or, like, hold off, baby girl. But how would you handle that?
I would definitely say no to it because I'm very visual and imaginative. So I can very much imagine the scenario of me taking the opportunity and then something not going right and then just feeling that from God. And so that just enough scares me from taking it. And so I just go ahead and say no and just avoid the situation all in all because he'll open other doors for me. That just wasn't my time.
Absolutely. Amen. Another question I have, and this is I think will be my last question. How do you define success? Does it have a dollar value, or is there a level of recognition that you will receive? How do you define success?
Say no and just avoid the situation all in all because he'll open other doors for me. That just wasn't my
I think
time.
we're getting some feedback.
Amen, sweetie.
Another question I have, and this. There we go. Yeah, so how do you define success?
who are you asking?
Whoever wants to jump in.
I'll answer.
Okay.
So I feel like I am successful now because everything that I overcame. But like my ultimate goal of success is like taking care of my family, like honestly, like taking care of them, like taking care of them as in making sure they don't ever have to struggle. Like my dad just when I said that when I had to drop out through out of St. Aug and everything, my dad needed a kidney surgery. And like we had to wait a little bit because we didn't have the money for it. So I won't say money is my success way, but it's like I want to be wealthy enough where we don't have to worry about money and 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 everything. So I'll say money's not my success way, but us not having to struggle, I guess you could say, or like having financial problems is is kind of a way, I don't know. But at the same time, as long as I get to do what, this might sound bad, but as long as I get to where I want to get to in life, I don't think that I think that will be successful enough for me, because I've overcame a lot already, and I'm only going to overcome more and go through a lot more in my life. And so, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And what about you, Diamond? What's your definition of success?
My definition of success would probably be to accomplish anything I feel the Lord has called me to, and just being able to finally complete that. And also just being able to continually work on that every day for whatever He has in store for me. It doesn't necessarily have a dollar value, at least not right now. But if the Lord had called me to do like a certain project or something like that, or to raise money for something, it could have a dollar value. And if I was to reach that to help people, I think that could be considered successful. But it all depends on the situation and just whatever He wants me to do.
Good answer, both of you.
Yeah, those are some great answers. When Rita first asked about success, I kind of look at success more as a lifelong process and not just a state at that moment in your life. Because you can have it on Saturday, but it doesn't mean you're gonna have it on Monday. And so I guess whatever you guys, whenever you strive for success, look at it as like a marathon of it's a continuous process. It's a daily success, because you can easily drop the ball like that. And that's why I'm so glad that you guys are actually grounded in the Lord. Like, you guys are like so mature for your age, with your question, the way that you answer questions, and you guys are confident in your answers. Like at 15, I said a whole lot of one, put three. Oh no, I couldn't even know if I wanted a Big Mac or a big chicken. I couldn't even decide that at 15. So the fact that you guys already know what you want to do, y'all is way ahead of the curve. And so as long as you guys know, with new levels come new devils. So you got to be aware of the distractions. As you guys grow in life, just make sure that the people around you have the same energy, and try to keep people around you that push you towards your purpose, and not necessarily towards, partying or fun or just hanging out. Sometimes they can be dead ends. And so I am just so impressed with just meeting you guys. Now, I wanted to ask Syvon, did you have any extra comment or anything else you wanted to throw in there?
No, I really don't have any much to say.
Okay.
Only thing I guess I have to say is, I know AJ personally. He's being very humble. He's not really saying much about what he's been through. I've been there. I've seen everything. He's a hard worker. He's always grinding. He takes everything. He might not. He's very soft spoken, but he takes everything seriously. Like he always puts his best foot forward. And I seen it. Well, just in him working out and training, he got in shape. He was dedicated, always in the gym twice a day. He always asking me, "What are we doing? Where are we going? Where are we hooping at? What we got going on? What we trying to do?" So he's always pretty much on it, and he's always try to, like I said, put his best foot forward. Always prepared for the best. So that's all I gotta say.
All right, that's awesome. All right, Sherita, do you have any last final wrap-up thoughts, ma'am?
Yes, I just want to make myself available to you two, or to anyone listening in. If there's any way that I can pour into you, please let me know. You can reach me at Narrowway Expressions on Facebook, Instagram, email me. I'm just really excited about what you're doing and what you're planning for your future, and that, your connection is with God. So I just make myself available to you, and just please reach out to me if there's anything that I can share with you about the industry.
All right, that is so awesome, and I just first I want to thank Pastor Carla and Pastor Manuel just for the opportunity
Yes.
for us to be able to moderate. This is a great new experience, and I really enjoyed meeting new people, meeting new minds, and so whatever endeavors that you reach for in the future, just as long as you're grounded in God, and as long as God's ordering your steps and not humans or your own ambition, you will avoid so many pitfalls, so many dead ends, so many hurtful corners. And so just stay grounded. And if you guys need any advice, any questioning, any networking, any type of questions about a video, always feel free to reach out to me or reach out to the church, and they can definitely forward it to me. And I just pray that everybody reaches the level of success that's meant for them in their heart. And I just wish everybody love and peace. And thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for being with us. And I'm going to turn it over back to the leaders of the ministry.
Hi, we're experiencing some technical difficulties, so we had to come into Syvon's frame.
Yep.
But we praise and thank God for both you, Darryl, and Sherita for coming in, facilitating this. You guys did an awesome job. I'm totally blown away by the responses of our young people.
Yes.
If you just give them an opportunity to have a voice, you'll be surprised what you will hear from them.
That's right.
I just don't think all too many times we give them an opportunity to have that voice. And it proves that if we allow our community to get our young people involved in certain important matters and strategies, that they will come up with ideas. They do have thoughts of their own. And so I'm just so proud of the maturity of the young folks that we have today and their responses. They were able to swing with your curveballs, and I'm just totally amazed. And Sherita, I thank God for you for offering your mentorship. I know both these young people are seeking opportunities in the field that you are in. And when I first had my encounter with you at North Carolina State, I was like, I knew you were a person I needed to be connected with, because you had two passions. One, you had a passion for young people, and then ultimately you had a passion for God. And that is what drew me to you. I was like, hold on a second, let me type this real quick. And so I had to be connected. And I thank you, and I appreciate your family lending you to us for this time to connect with these young people. And Diamond, I will make sure that you have Miss Sherita's information, because she is definitely someone you want to be connected with. She is doing what you're doing right now and taking some of the same steps in the same path.
And yes, as a matter of fact, Darryl, if you could please display Rita's information anywhere so that people could see it. We've had an opportunity to promote the play of Unbelieve for people to be able to see it, because we believe that it tells a story,
Yes.
An awesome story. And so, Darryl, if you could just at some point just display her information, whether it's an email address, whether it is the link to the actual place on Vimeo where you can actually purchase or rent the play. I believe it will be a blessing to those people that view it. I want to thank everyone that had an opportunity to get involved with this. We thank the Jones family for being a rock and also raising our awesome goddaughter. She is so beautiful. She's so beautiful. We thank you for raising her in the right way that she should be raised. And AJ, I thank you for allowing yourself to just be patient and ready and willing to be able to be part of what we have going on here. We know that it's kind of tight for you because you are training. As a matter of fact, I believe you've already left. Is that right?
Left for college.
Yes.
No, I leave this coming Monday. Not 2 days from now, but like the following Monday.
Okay. Well, I've been following you on the gram, as they say, and I see that you've been working out.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, this guy, I don't know how he finds the time to even sleep because he's always working out. And I know you always not just working out, but you're hanging out with Syvon. And so you're very active. And so we thank God for you and the sacrifices that you're making. I mean, I understand that you probably don't like the results of what happened earlier in your collegiate career, but, you know, things happen for a reason. You know, I want to say that, you know, it was just delayed. Your dream was just delayed. And so we're going to continue to pray for you. I know your dad, actually, I know both of your parents because I was refereeing in the youth league in Holly Springs with Southwest officiating. And so I got a chance to really know your parents in a good way and in a bad way, but mostly a good way. You know, they let me know when I didn't make the right call. And so, you know, I remember you was a pudgy guy growing up, but it seemed like you thinned out. You've been working on your body, and I thank God for the you and your perseverance and what you're doing to take yourself to the next level in preparation of going to play football on a collegiate level all over again. And so I don't want to hold you all long. I thank you all for tuning in to another Real Talk Saturday. We pray that it was a blessing unto you, and we pray that it inspires you to get your youth involved in doing something positive, you know, having a place where they can have a seat at the table. You know, when I was younger, I did not take advantage of this opportunity. And so I thank you, the youth that are taking your time out on your Saturday before you get ready to go out, you know, get gussied up, whatever it is that you're going to do when you go out this evening. But I thank you, AJ, for taking the time out to do this amongst your busy schedule. And you too, Diamond. You may be 15 years old, but you are a mature 15 years old.
For sure.
15-year-old. And it just amazed my wife and I as we just sat back and listened to your responses. I said to myself, somebody's doing something right over there in that Jones household. And so we thank you all again for tuning in, and we hope that this is a blessing to you, and there will be more to come. God bless you.
Oh, and Syvon, too, we can't forget our senior. Son, you did so good. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Oh, you know what? Hold up. Darryl, before you turn the camera off, we got to thank you too, brother.
Oh man, come on now.
We got to thank you too. You wear so many hats, man. Media ministry engineer, you know, getting us up and getting us ready on Sundays. You know, it's going to be a little bit rough when we go to in-person services. But, you know, I'm glad that we're able to lean on you for the talents and gifts that you are displaying. We thank you. We wouldn't be able to have this fine-tuned engine moving in the right direction if it wasn't for you. So we thank you for using your gifts and your talents.
Thank you.